Good evening, and thank you for driving by for this edition of Mentor Mike's Market Movie. Today is Monday, January the 7th, 2013. And before we get started, a couple quick announcements. I'm going to be giving another free webinar this coming Thursday, January the 10th at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. It's called What is Trading? Which sounds like a question that has an obvious answer, but it's not quite as obvious as you might think. We're going to cover a lot of interesting ground, so I hope you'll join us. In the written portion of tonight's blog, I'm going to be putting a link that will allow you to register for that webinar, and you'll probably have other opportunities between now and Thursday. And as usual, once we actually have the webinar, it'll be recorded, and I'll have a link for the video version in case you can't make it on Thursday. All right, so let's start our data. But actually, before we do, let's take a look at what's going on here. We have a situation where we had a high, a low, a high, and another low, and this low hasn't gotten very far yet, so we may find that we've got some more here. We've just flipped the large parabolic, in fact, and so that suggests that this thing might want to go lower. And so I think we can actually begin right out of the box with a short trade. Now, ideally, the entry would have been up here where we first got the red, white, and blue alignment. That would have been this cross over here and this cross on our special stochastic. But we've hit some support here, and so I think that we've got to break through that before we can go lower. So I think we're probably going to be okay. So let's go ahead and we'll mark the arrow here and get short. And away we go. 10 clicks puts us at 50 times normal speed. The green line there, the dashed green line that we're approaching, is the open of the day session. Right now we're hovering right around our entry point, and now we've broken that zone of support and the floodgates are open. We hit the first target, have moved the stop. Our parabolic is going to be peeking out from behind the stop here pretty soon. Let's see if we hit the first target first. Okay, there we go. Took the second target out. That's what I meant to say. Second target. Okay, stopped out. All right, now stochastic's turning up. Got a little bit of a bend here on the MACD, but is there any reason to think about getting long here? I don't think so. We've got the long-term parabolic in its bearish posture. We're in the vicinity of the first turning point, which is set to be a low, but we've got no divergence and nothing akin to a 1, 2, 3 bottom yet. So let's just continue the data and see what happens. Notice that we're in the vicinity of the support 1 pivot point. All right. Now look what happened. We've got bullish crosses on the MACD and the Stochh, and we now have arguably a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So let's get along and try again here with the data. Oh, we hit the first target, but didn't move the stop. Better do it manually. Whoop, didn't have to. Bare minimum, it looks like there. The price is stuck in between two kind of horizontal moving averages here. Now we got the parabolic flipped, but our MACD and Stochh are still looking pretty bullish. Okay, stochastic has flipped now. Let's get a little closer to a cross on the MACD. Like that, shall we say? All right. Okay, hit the first target, move the stop. Second target hit. Got the stop down to break even now. Well, entry point. Okay, well, we've flipped the parabolic. Got a cross on both MACD and stochastic, but again, we don't really have any divergence and no 1, 2, 3 yet. There's another little thing we can do here, which is to see where we are in the Fibonacci grid. Now, the last two parabolic modules would be this bearish one and this bullish one. So what we want to do is draw our anchor line from this low to this high. And we see that we've gotten down past the 200% level. So, and right now we're hovering at the 161.8. So there's a good chance that this has bottomed out, because bear in mind, we haven't had our first turning point yet. We had this low right in the vicinity of the projected time. Now we're in the vicinity of the second projected time, but we're still under the canopy of this first bearish parabolic. So let's start up the data. I'm going to go not quite as fast here. We'll make it 30 times, and let's see what we can look for in terms of something to justify an entry. Will we get a 1, 2, 3 maybe? Notice we're hovering right here at the support 1 level as well. Price is dropping, but things are still looking bullish on both the MACD and the Stochh here. Ooh. Down to the 200% level again. A little bit of a cross on the percent KND. Looks like we could potentially have a 1, 2, 3 bottom. And I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Let's go for it. Now, let's assume that this is going to be our bottom. And so we will redraw our Fibonacci grid now from this high down to this low. All right, we've already touched the 38.2. So anything above that is going to be sufficient to at least get us to the first target. So I think we're looking pretty good here. Let's go ahead and draw the arrow. We're so close to flipping that big parabolic, and it's right there at this first support level, and there we go. All right. We're hovering at 61.8. Breaking above it now. Next stop, 78.6. Okay, now our auto stop movement has kicked in again. It's about 1:45 on our replay clock, so this will definitely be our last trade of the day. Now, if our stop is not hit, I have the platform set when we're trading for real to take us out of the last trade at 114. And it's now about 109 on our replay clock. 111, 112, 113, 114. Okay, I'm going to pause it there and close the trade and start it up again just enough to move the stop. Okay, it's at 115. Okay, there we are. Now, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades and made $1,487.50 trading 9 contracts, 3 targets. Now, let me show you basically what we're doing. I'm going to get rid of this grid and I'll scooch this over a little ways here. Now, remember, between the green and the red is our daily session. Looks like today we had 2 turning points. Now I'm going to make this first one red, even though it's a lot closer to the white time zone here. And here's our high. And as always, since it's the last one of the day, we don't know if it will carry over. I suspect that it will, but we'll put the question mark there just in case. And there you have it. Now here's another way to kind of look at what we got going on here. First, I'm going to save this image. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, now what I'm going to do is delete our drawing tools. Now, in this particular chart template, the trend definer is the red moving average. We're using just the basic 3 here. So basically what we're doing is we're trading the highs and lows around the trend definer. So observe. I'll go back a ways here. From this high to this low, then from this low to this high, from that high to that low, oops, actually, excuse me, to this low, and then from this low to this high. And this is how the market moves. There's a low here below the red over here. Now notice that these highs and lows are always neatly segregated by the long-term parabolics. Here's the lowest low of this bearish parabolic module. Here's the highest high of this bullish one. Lowest low, highest high, lowest low, highest high. So the market oscillates back and forth across the trend definer on a constant basis, and we know to some degree when we've reached the apex of that move, because it'll be the highest high or the lowest low within the long-term parabolic module. And of course we have other indications as well. Divergence, 1, 2, 3 tops and bottoms, overbought and oversold indications on the oscillators and so forth. So this is basically what we do, and this is one of the things we're going to be talking about in the webinar on Thursday. Really distilling down the trading process into what is really and truly going on. So I don't think you're going to want to miss it. See you again real soon. Bye-bye.